Good morning, students, and I hope you're enjoying this nice Wednesday in March, and it is time to start some science with Mr. Swan. What I have planned for you today would have been a normal review day. We have finished our unit on the atmosphere, and so usually I'd pass back some stuff and some labs. In this case, I have made for you a Unit 8 review sheet of front and back, and I will put that up on Google Classroom. I also have a nice test wizard that I gave in previous years to give to you as well. And that will be in prep for the next class, which will be your test, which will be different than a normal test, but I'll get to that at the end of the screencast today. So your picture for today is a mammoth bone ice age structure that was found in modern day Russia. But that was made over 25,000 years ago. So in the bottom left-hand picture, you can kind of see like all those looks like little rocks towards here. Those are not really long, elongated rocks. Those are actually bones of mammoths, and it looks like they had found over about 60 of them. The range is about 12.5 meters across, and nobody really knows what it is for. It doesn't really look like it was for some type of shelter because it doesn't look like you could easily build some type of roof over it. They did find some ground sediment in the middle of this ginormous ring of mammoths, as kind of shown in the bottom right-hand photo, and they found little bits of soot, so showing that there maybe was campfires there. It just doesn't really seem like a settlement though, because they're not really finding anything else. Like there's not really finding any pots, they're not really finding any tools. So no one really knows what this is. Maybe it was for some type of food storage. Maybe it was to conduct some really interesting mammoth rituals, ceremonies. It is unknown, but they're digging it out anyways, and it should be some pretty cool things to look at. Again, it gives an idea of like what people were doing 25,000 years ago, which was at least building ginormous rings of bones of dead mammoths. Maybe ones they had hunted, maybe ones they had found. Nobody really is 100% sure. So why I like this one is because humans are really neat creatures, and who would have thought that people would like to do this? But they did. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to email me. But if not, then it's time to move on to the next one, which is your review sheet, which is over here. So this is what your review sheet actually looks like. I tried to do the same thing as I had usually done, which is to make a little bit of everything on one front and back piece of paper. And so I try to continue to do the same thing. This one is going to be pretty much just for you as well. Nothing really to hand in, but I would definitely encourage you to work on it. To go through and kind of like answer these questions would definitely kind of help out when you're working on those test wizards or previous tests of the atmosphere unit. It starts in conversions. Make sure you use your reference table. It goes into the high and low pressure centers about how to draw them. Some land breeze and some sea breeze ideas, some evaporation. It goes down into relative humidity and then the dew point and how that works for condensation. It talks about sling psychrometers over here. Gives some ideas, like some different weather instruments that people use. And on the back page, number 13 is really trying to get everyone to know how does a cloud form, which is really, I think, the big summation of this entire unit. 14 goes in air masses and where they actually move into America. 15 was that weather station models. And finally, it goes into cold fronts, which are some drawings, some definitions, what they look at from the side, and what kind of happens when one passes your location, such as when a cold front passes, the temperature should go lower. The wind direction should be coming from where it came from, and the pressure should be higher. So that is what I'm going to have you do. And then after you're done with this review sheet, I would go and take a look and maybe try to do a test wizard and showing what those tests would actually be. Since I'm not going to see you the next class, so this will be on Friday's screencast, there won't really be a test as you normally had one. I'm going to have you do what would have been your test. It'll just be a multiple choice one. Since you're at home, if you want to use your notes, feel free to. I would encourage you probably to try to do it yourself. If you want to actually try to give it a go without any of your notes, I would encourage you to do that too. So keep on studying, keep on reviewing, because your Regents will have a lot of weather questions in it. So you want to make sure you're prepared for that. And then at the end of that, what I'm going to have you do instead is to actually go through and do test corrections on the final one on Friday. And then I will grade those test corrections. So I will see how you did. And then what you can work on and what you should study on and what you should review on as the year comes to an end. And then next week we will move on over to Unit 9, which is climate. But I'll talk a little bit more about the test on the next screencast. Besides that, I hope you have an excellent day and hope you are doing well. See you later.